Here's why I'm going to be a Buddhist monk. No, I'm just kidding, but I do want to talk about meaning. If you're new here, my name is Ben, I'm the founder of Goldman Admissions, and I make these videos because so many people are confused about college, and I don't want you to be one of them. Now, I wanted to make this video after talking to a potential client, and we were talking about meaning, and we actually ended up talking about our own childhoods. And I wanted to cover meaning because it's something that's been influential in my own personal career and the way that I've approached every single client that I've worked with since my own time at Princeton. Some of you might not know this, but when I went to Princeton, I was actually kicked out for a year. And this happened for multiple reasons, but basically the main reason was, as soon as I got accepted, I stopped caring about the grades. And this was because all of the motivation, all of the energy that I was putting into the application process was coming from external sources. It was my parents, the school, everyone around me that was causing me to work harder towards this goal. And then once I achieved it, once I gotten in, I didn't have any motivation anymore. And so this is the key point that I'm trying to make. Everyone needs some kind of driver that drives them towards a goal. If you don't have a goal, you're as good as dead. And I really do mean that. If you don't have anything that you're working towards, that you're looking forward to, then you have no reason to do anything, right? So meaning is more than just what you care about. It's the thing that keeps you going. It's the thing that drives you forwards. And if you try and get into college for the wrong reasons, as soon as you do get in, you're going to find the actual experience of college much more challenging, like I did. And take this from someone who has seen people go through this process multiple times. This happens every time. If you aim at the wrong thing, you're going to find that when you get into college, no matter how good the college actually is, you're going to struggle because the motivation, the driver is misaligned. You've reached the finish line, right? So what is the solution? Well, the way to think about it, and the way that I encourage all my students to think about it, is college should be a stepping stone in the journey of your life. And it's okay if you don't know where you want to end up eventually. No one knows. And I mean that. No one knows where they're going to end up. The best you can do, the best that anyone can do, even the most impressive people, even your parents, if you're listening to this and you're a student, the best that anyone can do is try and pick somewhere, roughly, that you want to end up. Aim at it and just take steps towards it day after day. That's really the best you can do. And I want to drive this point home because it wasn't obvious to me that no one else had any idea what they were doing. And this includes me, by the way. I'm not saying, I've got it all figured out, like you should all listen to me. No, this is just something that took me a while to figure out. And if I had known that you have to be the one to set goals and that you have to be the one to drive yourself forwards, then my experience at college would have been a lot different. And I would have saved myself a lot of time and a lot of hardship and a lot of sleepless nights when I was kicked out looking for a job and, traveling to Hong Kong and working in Hong Kong while everyone I knew was just finishing up their degrees, right? It would have saved me a lot of time. And so I want you to, if anything, take away that it doesn't matter if you don't know exactly where you want to go. No one does. The best you can do is aim at a point, think about the steps that you can take that will probably get you a little bit closer to that point, and just go towards it day by day, night after night. Because that's the way that you eventually look around and realize, oh, I made it, I'm here. And so many people think about college as the endpoint, but I really want to discourage you from doing that. So think about college instead as a stepping stone. For example, if you want to become a researcher, then college can be an excellent place to network, to work with professors, to build relationships, ask top researchers in your field about how they got into the practice, right? If you're thinking about going into business, then college can be an excellent place to try and start a business. It can be an excellent place to find internships, to network. Again, these are things that you have to think about, because if you aim purely at college, you're likely to get disappointed because the likelihood of you getting in, regardless of who you work with, even with me or the top agencies in the world, the likelihood that you get in is lower than the likelihood that you don't get in. That's why you apply to multiple places, right? Because no one can guarantee, unless they're breaking the law, that you're going to get into a certain college or not. So it saves you from the disappointment of getting rejected. That's number one. And number two is, once you do get in, wherever you do end up getting in, it's going to make your life a lot easier and a lot more productive, because you're going to have this mindset that you're not there, you haven't arrived, you're still going towards something. And that's the way that you actually make yourself productive. It's not some natural process that just happens. It has to be deliberate. Like, you have to think about, how do I motivate myself to go past this roadblock that's in front of me? Whether it's getting a good grade, whether it's trying to party a little bit less once you get in and focus a little bit more on your studies, whether it's trying to network with your professors, right? Building relationships, whatever it is, whatever the challenge is in front of you, you have to have a payoff, a goalpost that is beyond that immediate challenge. Because otherwise you're going to pass the challenge, whether you pass or fail, you're going to get past it, it's going to be over, and then you'll be lost. So learn from my mistakes. That's the whole reason I do this. That's the reason I make these videos, and I hope some of you found it helpful. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comments below, and I'll see you on the next one.